give us some quick thoughts just on the game tonight against Phoenix.
Yeah, the name of the game this season is back-to-back. You know, and these teams multiple times, and obviously also tough one in Phoenix. But glad that we were able to have this game to come back and kind of get it out of our systems, adjust to, took a look at the film, walk through some things and adjust it to what we need to adjust to. And, hopefully have the appropriate energy, mindset, and focus to get through this one. And we understand that BG is tough. Skylar Diggins Smith is tough as well. But also I think we can play a little bit better on both ends and hopefully put it out together and have a good 40.
All right, we'll wait for just a sec here as a couple people are still joining in here, and go ahead and get us going. Doug, why don't you kick us off today?
Hey, Coach, you talked about it. I mean, it's a back-to-back, so to speak, and they played really well the other day. How do you adjust? I mean, Brittany Grimes has been playing awesome the last week. You can't really stop her, but do you try to contain her a little better than the other day?
Yeah, I think so, Doug. I think, one thing that Mercedes didn't do in his first half that she did a little bit better in the second half is just kind of being physical with her early, being more active. She was getting catches too easily, getting deep on us. And, we're just a little bit more clean and concise with our schemes today. And I don't want the women to be out there thinking, just go hoop and, play freely, but understand we have to be locked in on BG a little bit better, hitting her early up the floor, getting her off her spots. The thing that she's doing well is spacing up and knocking down jumpers as well. We didn't foul her. Shania took one free throw the other day, which is good. We didn't put her at the line, but, she's a tough matchup, honestly, and not having a reinforcement, Sadie's has to stay on her the entire game, and it's something that's different. But, we got one more game, and it's just kind of leave it all out there and go hard and, give Griner all type of looks, all type of congestion, all type of trapping, and hopefully kind of disrupt her that way.
And just to follow up, I mean, I haven't seen their bench today, but I'm guessing there aren't many people on it because of Cunningham's not there, and I think they maybe have 7, maybe. Do you try to run them more? I know you like transition, but they don't have bodies to throw in there, so to speak.
Absolutely. And obviously, we talk about this all season. No matter how many players we've seen on rosters, when they play us, we get their best. And so, yes, that is crucial for us to blow this game open in the open court, but that involves us getting stops, and even, when they make baskets, we can run on them. I think one thing when we're down in Phoenix, we kind of got tunnel vision. We didn't, that ball didn't move so much. And so that's another thing. Tiring them out comes with what we do on the offensive end, taking care of the ball, setting better screens, being physical. But yeah, even though they have a small bench, that doesn't, to me, that's no advantage because we play teams with small benches that just always give us their best,
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, thanks, Doug. Jeff Brown, go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So, yeah, one of the things I guess that stood out to me so much in that last game, I mean, obviously Griner's doing what she does, but I thought that Skylar hurt you guys tremendously. Is that, I don't know, I guess, how do you look at that as far as, is it almost okay if Griner gets 25 to 30 as long as Skylar's not also getting 25 to 30?
That's a great point, Jeff. And especially not having, the reinforcements that we usually have in order to kind of send multiple bodies, bigger bodies, and different looks at her. I think it does come, there's a point where you're like, what she's going to bring, she's going to get her buckets and, she's going to get her post-ups, but it's like, what is everyone else doing? And Skylar hurt us. Shea Petty came in and hit and got some O boards. Megan Walker hit a big bucket, and Sophie Cunningham, obviously she's not playing tonight, but we can't allow their others to then, make huge baskets and contribute and impact the game that way. And then now focusing on Skylar, our schemes were to get her to, to spots on the floor that aren't her strengths, but we weren't locked in and focused on that. And in turn, she's going downhill. She also got a few steals on us. And I just thought she had a heck of a game. And so I think today our mindset has to be, obviously we know what Griner's going to bring, but we have to make sure we are so locked in on Skylar that she doesn't affect the game like she did down in Phoenix.
Definitely. And then for you guys, without Talbot and Ezzy, is it rotations will be mostly the same that we saw in the last game, or do you feel like there could be some changes?
Changes, you should know by now. Looking to play KB a little bit more though. I think, I got to give her another shot. I think what we saw probably will be similar, to what we see today is probably going to be similar to what we saw in Phoenix. This is the last game before a break. So, Jeff, if somebody says 40 minutes on that stat sheet, don't come at me, okay? Don't come at me. But really, it's a matter of, this is a big game and we got to win, and we need to do whatever that we have to do to win. And yes, those rotations would be a little bit similar, but Piff is going to play better. I know she is today, and I know Drew's going to play better, and I think KB provides some good reinforcements as well. So just utilizing and instilling that confidence and getting our players back to kind of their normal feel and vibe.
Definitely. You got some leeway, coach. They get some time off for sure.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Em Adler, why don't you round us out today? Go ahead, Em.
Hey, Coach. I know obviously over the past month or so, it's been a little bit storyline, questions especially about the team's performance in fourth quarters. I wanted to ask, because the team has obviously been exceptional in the first quarter. I wanted to ask if you thought that the team doesn't do as well when the ball can't zip because they slow down in crunch time. It's a lot more individual work.
I think so, Em. I think, the way our system is built and the way our team is built, we are successful when we're moving the ball, zipping the ball, when we're 25 team, everybody's feeling good, everybody's knocking down shots. And then of course we're shifting the defense. Phoenix plays so congested that Noelle is congested and the middle is congested, but in understanding there are different ways to attack and going downhill, though Griner's there in the paint and able to alter shots and block shots, we can still attack. But the big thing, that all has to zip because that's who we are. When we get away from that identity, I think we struggle a bit. I'm not saying that we can't execute in the half court, but I think we're free flowing. When we are at our best is when that ball isn't sticking.
Gotcha. As a sort of corollary to that, I know, obviously there's players on the team, Jewel, Sue, who create offense for themselves or others, both. But there were some times on Friday where Katie Lou or Jordan would have Griner in space at the perimeter, and that's a matchup that you should want if they're not able to get the shots out of that. I was just wondering how you can take advantage like that and turn them into something that you can actually produce out of.
Yeah, I think just finishing. Jordan had a couple of those plays where she got to the rim and just kind of bunnies that she didn't finish. Our team is predicated on space, not only pace, but space. So if we are in those instances and understanding we have mismatches, it becomes drive, kick, pass, drive again, kick, pass. And that's another form of zipping the ball over, continuing to attack gaps, attack closeouts. But I think it, sometimes it just comes down to finishing around the rim and finishing those bunnies when we have those opportunities.
Thank you.
And I knew we can go a whole press conference without hearing from Percy Allen. So Percy, why don't you actually round us out today?
I'm only answering your question, Percy, if you're in the building today. If you're not in the building, you can't ask no questions.
Oh, so you got spies out there, I see, huh? Okay. I see. Well, hey, actually, I wanted to ask you because I'm not sure how much we'll see you the next time we'll see you after today, but I was just curious about the plan for the next 5 weeks. Just what do you, as a team, you guys will be doing? What do you take some time off, and then the things that you would like your players to be doing during this break?
And thinking about this time for a while. The players will get a break, and then as they return back to Seattle, we kind of ease into a progression of what we want to do. So starting off with individuals and building up to team practices and just understanding it's about working smarter, not harder sometimes. Obviously, after coming off vacation, we have to get players back into rhythm, back into kind of that game shape and game but there's a very intentional progression that that process involves. And that's what we'll see. We'll have half our team here, which is very tough. Going into the Commissioner's Cup game, Connecticut will have their entire team for this entire time. So just, honing in on details with those players, understanding we didn't get much of a training camp, but it'd be to our advantage to kind of just work our reps and work through some details of our offense and defense that will help us to kind of, be successful in the second half of the season. So yeah, definitely a progression within that time.
So do like players get what, 2 weeks off and then they come back, or a week off and then they come back, or how do you plan to do that?
I think they come back on the 26th.
26 is our
first
start
day back,
date. Yeah, so I'm bad at math, but I think that's 14 days starting from now. So yeah, about the 26th.
And think it's sort of overall. I'm not sorry. I think it's sort of overall. Again, just not sure how much we'll sort of see during the break, but just your thoughts on just the first, I guess, half, if you will. Obviously, it's not a pure half, but just the first half, if you will. Just your overall thoughts on just how the team has done. Oh, and she's gone.
I feel 3 months. It's felt hard, though it hasn't. Our progression. We got our team, and it wasn't getting some good confidence. The latter part of this work from as you. So to understand, we're seeing who we can get confidence from and where and what time in the game.